right. Oh, yeah, where my voice is today. Okay. The cat's right here. Will you get to see him? I don't know. But Dante is here. So I don't know what I was about to say. I don't know. It's July 3rd. It's really hot. It's been kind of funny. People, because the 4th of July is tomorrow. People are asking, well, what are your 4th of July? Nothing. It's hot. I'm going to stay inside. So, yeah, no. My neighbor was shooting Roman candles off in his backyard. And I'm like, that's the wisest place to shoot fireworks off, but okay, whatever. So yeah. And with the 4th of July being on a weekend or on Saturday, we're not going to get any sleep this weekend. Fortunately, I don't have to get up early on Sunday. I just got to get up in time to do this and go to church. So here we are. Okay. We're doing Hidden Power of the Bible. Today will be story day, not commentary day, story day. So let's do the housekeeping so that we can do the story. And all the housekeeping is just me reminding you, we are Creative Life Spiritual Center. The website is creativelife.org. The constant contact email is info@creativelife.org. Did your brother scratch you? Your brother scratched you. Constant contact email, info@creativelife.org. That will get you one email a week. It tells you what's going on for the week and the month, and the hot links are hot. So here now means it. It'll take you right to the information or the person that can help you get it. And when I say one a week, I mean one a week, unless something unusual happens. Here's where I'm going to point out, we do live on the Gulf Coast. It is hurricane season. Therefore, that would be about the only reason you would get a second one is if, I don't have my glasses on. It would be if, it looks like you got a scratch. Something unusual. Weather. It's almost always weather related. So, okay. I need the cat to stop distracting me, right? All right. And then I will mention the social media merely from the standpoint of we do not monetize it. We don't want to deal with the ads any more than you do. So what we ask you to do instead is to like, subscribe, follow based on which platform you're on, and then engage with the individual post. React to the post, comment on the post, share the post. Bumps us in the algorithms. So a free and easy way that you can support the center is getting our stuff in front of more people. So there, that's that. We are Creative Life Spiritual Center or Creative Life Spark, and I am the running Rev Ryan across the social medias that I am on. So there we go. Right. And when I say it is story time, I mean that from the standpoint of, okay, so we are doing the Hidden Power of the Bible, which used to be called The Bible in Light of Religious Science, which cracks me up. I actually have a copy of that and this, but the other one's a copy, literally, like a company photocopies old books and then rebinds them. This is a re-release by Penguin. So this print's a little easier to read. Hence we're doing this one. This one also has Jesse's preface, so which we wanted to read. So we did that. Now, he can't do the whole Bible. So he's pulling out selected passages of the Bible and then telling you why he thinks those passages are important. What they have to teach us 2,000 years later. Okay, so we are currently doing, or in this case, 4,000 or 5,000 years later, because in this case we are doing the Hebrew Testament. We've done Genesis, and today we are going to do the story of the fall. The one where everybody blames women for all the problems in the world. I said what I said. Yes, baby, I love you too. But he pulls out enough of the story that it is 2 pages. So I am going to read the 2 pages, but not likely to do any of the commentary from the fall. We will pick that up tomorrow. I have my own opinions, but I'm going to keep them to a minimum. We are going to read this. We are going to read that, the story of the fall, and then tomorrow we will read the meaning of the story, what Ernest himself thinks is important about this story. Uh, so, as I said, we are reading from the Hebrew Testament, and this is the story of the fall. This then leads us to the story of the Garden of Eden and the fall. And out of the ground made the Lord grow out of the ground made the Lord to grow every tree that is pleasant to the sight and good for food, the tree of life also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. And the Lord took the man and put him in the Garden of Eden to dress it and to keep it. And the Lord God commanded the man, saying, of every tree in the garden thou mayest freely eat, but the tree of the knowledge of good and evil thou shalt not eat of it, for in the day that thou eatest thereof thou shalt surely die. Next in the narrative, we have the story of the creation of woman, and are told that Adam named everything that lived or had being in his world of experience. Next comes the story of the fall. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord God had made. And he said unto the woman, Ye hath God said, Ye shall not eat of every tree in the garden. And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden. But the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God hath said that ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. The serpent said unto the woman, You shall not surely die, for God doth know that in the day ye eat of, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. And the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired, to make one wise. She took of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. Okay, right there, when the serpent was talking to the woman, he just said, also gave also unto her husband with her. So Adam was standing there. He could have said no. He didn't. So, okay. Interesting. I've never noticed that before. Okay, so you're going to get a little commentary. Interesting. And the eyes of both of them were opened, and they knew that they were naked. Now, one of the comments that Jesse frequently makes right there when their eyes were open, that is the awakening of consciousness. That is where we go from unconscious to conscious. Okay? And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but what it does mean is that we are aware that this form is mortal. So when God says, lest ye die, for the first time in our lives, we are aware of time, that this form will not last forever. And if we are not conscious of the eternal part of ourselves, then of course we're going to be afraid to die. Okay? So now we'll see what Ernest has to say tomorrow, but there is that. And that's one of those things about the story that you have to think about. It's like, okay, well, what actually did we learn? And maybe God was trying to spare us the consciousness of the mortal form. I don't know, but it's a good story. Okay, let's go back. I'm going to go back to and the eyes of both of them were opened, and they knew that they were naked. And they heard the voice of the Lord God walking in the garden in the cool of the day. And Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Lord God amongst the trees in the garden. And the Lord God called unto Adam and said unto him, Where art thou? And okay, two things. One, they heard the voice of the Lord walking in the garden. It never says they saw God walking in the garden, so that's really interesting. And two, the Lord God calls, Where art thou? God is omniscient. God knows where they are. So it's interesting that God is giving them a chance to explain themselves, right? I hadn't thought about that before. Okay, and the Lord God called unto Adam and said unto him, Where art thou? And he said, I heard thy voice in the garden, and I was afraid, because I was naked, and I hid myself. And he said, Who told thee that thou wast naked? Hast thou eaten of the tree whereof I commanded thee that thou shouldest not eat? And the man said, The woman whom thou gavest to be with me, she gave me of the tree, and I did eat. He immediately throws us under the bus, right? And the Lord God said unto the woman, What is this that thou hast done? And the woman said, And the serpent beguiled me, and I did eat. And then we threw the serpent under the bus. So, blame all around here. And the Lord God said, Behold, the man has become as one of us to know good and evil. And now, lest he put forth his hand and take also of the tree of life and eat and live forever, I will send him forth from the Garden of Eden. Here closes the essential part of the story. Yep. So the first thing we did with our consciousness is start the blame game. So that is the story, and tomorrow we will do the meaning of the story. So, yeah, I have issues with the false story with the false story because Christianity uses it to subjugate women, to blame women. And we have spent centuries, millennia, being blamed for and being made less than because of this. And if you stop and look at all of the things that we are blamed for that are not our fault, which is, there's a big one that starts with an R that I'm not saying, that we are often blamed for that is not our fault. It makes me question if this is where it started, at least in Christianity. Has it been happening before that? Yes. Does it happen in non-Christian cultures? Yes. But it doesn't help our case. So I have issues with the story. So, but that's where we'll talk about that tomorrow. So, moving right along. This is what you get when you get a woman talking about this kind of stuff. And that may be one of the reasons why a lot of men don't want women to teach, because we're going to bring up topics like that. We're going to go, hey, you know what? You ate from the tree of good and evil. We all ate from the tree of good and evil. You know what you did is wrong. And yet you want to blame us for it. I don't think so, sir. So, right? I'm apparently getting too animated for the cat and must go now. So, on that rather odd note, I'm going to encourage you to have a great day, wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonderful day, an awesome day, an amazing day, a cuddle your fur babies day, a be aware of the heat day, a drink plenty of water day. It feels like it's going to be back in the hundreds again today. Do you want some of my water? Make sure you make time to sit down and rest day. Let's wrap this week up day. Have a good, take a good, long, deep thought about some of the Bible stories that you were told as a child. Day, I'm just going to keep this short day, a good day, and if that is too much pressure, because occasionally it is, simply have a day. You are enough, just as you are. You are a beloved expression of the divine. You are a brilliant light, a divine spark, spirit in motion, God in action, an absolutely beautiful masterpiece. Yes, he is right here. And a work in progress at the same time at your own pace. And, as Reverend Jesse likes to call us, you are a godling. So explore the truth of your being. Get to know who the divine knows you to be, because the divine knows you to be good. It's all the divine knows. That's the good news. So, from there, anything's possible. All right, beloveds. As I said, moving on to the process of my day, I'm going to remind you that Reverend David will be on sometime this afternoon. I'll be back with you tomorrow after I go to the park. So, sometime in that 9 o'clock.